All right, good afternoon, algebra class. Yesterday we were working factoring where we had trinomials, and we had a problem like this. Let me see. And both our A and our B, we didn't have an A. There was no coefficient with x squared. And our B and our C were both positive. And remember, we broke it down into two binomials because it's kind of like we're going to undo the FOIL. And because it was a plus plus, we know it's going to be a plus plus in here. And we can break down that x squared into our first terms, which would be x times x. And then we needed two factors of 20 that when we added them would give us 9. And you could either do this in your head. I know you would do it in your head. You probably wouldn't list them. You could do 1 and 20. That one doesn't work because that's 21. 2 and 10 is 12. And then you get to 4 and 5. Well, 4 plus 5 gives me 9. So that would be my factored binomial. The quantity 4 plus x plus 4 times the quantity x plus 5. And if I fold it back out, I would come back to this because x times x would give me x squared. X times 5 would give me 5x. 4 times x would give me 4x. And then 4 times 5 would give me 20. And this would be, there's my x squared. And then my 5x plus my 4x would bring me back to that 9x. And then 20. And it doesn't matter which order. You could have x plus 4 times the quantity x plus 5, or you could have the quantity x plus 5 times the quantity x plus 4. It wouldn't matter the order they're in. So that was yesterday when they're both plus. Well, today what we're going to look at is we're going to look at the same thing where you have the trinomial x squared plus bx plus c, but this time b is going to be less than 0 and c is going to be greater than 0. So we're going to be subtracting that b. That b is going to be a negative, but that c is going to be a positive. And so if you look at that, if we had this, x squared minus 10x plus 24. Okay, so if I keep in mind that these two in the middle have to be negative, that means that the terms in the middle, there has to be a negative there to make this be a negative. But the only way that I could have a negative term in there and have a positive term here is if both of them were negative. Because a negative times a negative would give me a positive. So the difference in this one, when you see this minus your b term and your plus your c term, when you set up your parentheses, instead of it being plus plus, it's going to be minus minus. Okay? And then the way that you work this one is exactly the same. I'd split that x up, so I'd have x and x as my first terms in each binomial. And I'm still going to add these because they're both negative, so I'm going to add them. So I still need the two factors of 24 that add up to be 10. So if I look, 1 and 24, no. 2 and 12, no. 3 and 8, no. 4 and 6, there it is. So same thing here. It doesn't matter which order that you put it in as long as 4 and 6 are both there. To check it, x times x, is x squared. X times negative 6 would be negative 6x. Negative 4 times x would be negative 4x. And then negative 4 times negative 6 would be positive 24. X squared, negative 10x, 24. So same idea as yesterday, is just that instead of a plus plus, because that b was a positive, we're going to have a minus minus because our b term is going to be a negative. So come over here to this one. I have x squared minus 7x plus 10. When I see that negative positive, I know that it's going to be a minus minus. That x is going to split. And then the only factors of 10 are 1 and 10, which wouldn't work, and 2 and 5. And 2 plus 5 gives us 7. So that would be my two terms right there, would be 2 and 5. Okay? And to check it, x times x, the first terms would give me x squared. x times negative 5 would be negative 5x. Negative 2 times x would be negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 5 would be positive 10. X squared, negative 5 and negative 2x is going to give me negative 7x. And then there's my 10. Okay, same idea as yesterday. The only difference is since it's a negative b, you know that two terms had to add together to be that negative, and because it's a positive c, the two last terms had to multiply to be that positive. So the only thing that could multiply and give you a positive and add together and give you a negative would be two negatives. Okay? So let's look at the next one, n squared minus 15n plus 56. So I have a negative b and a positive c. So I'm going to set up my parentheses. And so I know it's going to be a minus minus. Divide the n. And then I need two factors of 56 that would give me 15 when I add them. Well, 1 and 56, no. 2 and 28, no. 4 and 14, no. 6 and, doesn't go into it, 7 and 8. And there it is, because 7 plus 8 is 15. So n minus 7, n minus 8. N times n would be n squared. N times negative 8, negative 8n. Negative 7 minus n, negative 7n. 7 times 8, 56. So there's my n squared. Negative 8n and negative 7n combined to be negative 15n, and then 56. Okay, last one for today. M squared minus 8m plus 12. It's a negative b, but a positive c. So I know it's going to be a negative negative. And I'm going to split my m's up. And then since it's a positive, I know that I'm multiplying these two numbers, but they have to add together to equal that. So 1 and 12, no. 2 and 6, yes. 2 plus 6 equals 8. So I would put my 2 and my 6. So this would factor into the quantity m minus 2 times the quantity m minus 6. To check it, m times m is m squared. M times negative 6 is negative 6m. Negative 2 times m is negative 2m. And negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. Negative 6 and negative 2m, this m squared gives you that. This would give you your negative 8m, and this would give you 12. Remember back in the day when your 6th grade teachers and your 7th grade teachers and 5th grade teachers kept telling you you need to know those multiplication facts? This is where it comes in, because if you have to stop and think of every single multiplication fact, boy, that's going to hurt whenever you get to like that number like 56 where you had to think of those factors. I hope that you're all staying safe and doing what you're supposed to be doing. I still don't know what's to be. Governor Edwards was talking today. They're still planning that we're going back on April 20th. I hope that's the case, because I really miss y'all and I'm ready for some normalcy. I don't know what's going to be with testing. I know it's not going to count, but the way he was talking today, we may still take it. I don't agree with that, but they're not asking me. I love y'all. I miss y'all. Do your Alex. If you need your username and password, email me, and keep up with these lessons. I hope to see y'all soon. Bye-bye.